I get why you're hesitant to click add to cart on a mat cutter like this. You've probably seen listings that look perfect in the photos: smooth blade, sturdy base, big cutting length, but then when the box arrives, the first cut feels like dragging a butter knife through cardboard. I've been there, and it's why I don't trust shiny listings anymore. If you're serious about framing or design work, you need a cutter that actually holds up under real use, not just in the marketing photos. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This Logan Graphics 850 Platinum Edge is Logan's top-tier professional model, and it's built to handle the kind of daily cutting that would wear out cheaper cutters in weeks. The 40-inch cutting length and 8-ply capacity mean you can handle large mats and multiple layers without the cutter flexing or the blade stalling. That's not just a spec, it's the difference between a cutter that feels like a precision tool and one that feels like a toy. If you're cutting standard 11 by 14 or 16 by 20 mats all day, this thing glides like it's on rails. But if you're mostly doing small 8 by 10 prints or one-off projects, you might not need the heavy-duty build or the extra length. One thing that stood out to me is the micro-adjustable moving magnetic stop and mat guide. That's not just a fancy feature, it's what keeps your cuts consistent when you're doing batch work. Instead of eyeballing measurements or wrestling with clamps, you set the stop once, lock it in, and every cut lands exactly where you need it. That saves time and frustration, especially if you're framing for clients who expect precision. I've used cheaper cutters where the guide shifts with every cut, and it's a nightmare. This one stays put, which matters when you're cutting dozens of mats in a session. The blade system is another place where this cutter earns its keep. It uses Logan's replacement blade model 267, which is a standard size but not the cheapest blade out there. That's a trade-off. The blade stays sharp longer than generic blades, but replacements cost more over time. If you're cutting mostly paper or thin mat board, you might get away with a cheaper blade, but if you're cutting 8-ply or thicker materials, the sharper, longer-lasting blade is worth the extra cost. It's not a hidden cost, it's just something to budget for if you plan to use this cutter regularly. Where this cutter shows its limits is in the setup. It's heavy, and the base is wide, so it takes up space. If your work area is tight, you might struggle to find a permanent spot for it. It's not something you can tuck away after every use. Also, the blade change requires a small Allen wrench, which isn't included. It's a minor thing, but if you're not comfortable with basic tool adjustments, it could slow you down at first. Once you get the hang of it, it's not a big deal, but it's worth knowing up front. If you're a hobbyist or someone who only cuts mats occasionally, this cutter is overkill. You'd be better off with a smaller, simpler model that's easier to store and doesn't require as much maintenance. But if you're running a framing business, doing custom design work, or cutting large batches of mats regularly, this cutter is built to keep up. It's the kind of tool that doesn't just meet expectations, it exceeds them when you're in the middle of a tight deadline. The value here comes from the durability and precision, not just the specs. Cheaper cutters might save you money up front, but they'll cost you in wasted materials, uneven cuts, and frustration. This one is built to last, and it shows in the way it handles thick mat board and repeated use. The 3.3-star rating on Amazon might make you pause, but a lot of those lower ratings probably come from buyers who didn't realize what they were getting into. Either they expected a lightweight hobby tool or they didn't account for the blade maintenance. So, who should buy this? If you're a professional framer, designer, or artist who needs reliable, precise cuts every time, this cutter is worth the investment. It's not cheap, but it's built to handle the demands of daily use without wearing out. Who should skip it? If you're a casual user or working with a tight budget, there are simpler, more affordable options that will do the job just fine. This cutter is for the people who need it to work, not just look good on a shelf. If this sounds like the right fit for your workflow, check out the Logan Graphics 850 Platinum Edge Mat Cutter on Amazon. Link is in the description.